Hey, welcome to the Dan Dawson Show. So today I wanted to talk to you about the pendulum effect. That's what we're witnessing in the country right now, and which is also why if Donald Trump's not reelected, the country's going to be in turmoil. Maybe if he is reelected, it'll be in turmoil. But the pendulum effect is exactly why we are where we are now. And I'll just go back starting at the Obama administration. You all remember correctly the Tea Party, the far right extremists, that when Obama was elected, blocked everything he did. I remember specifically a Republican senator, governor, whatever she was, when Obama visited her state, and of course she greets him at the airport, shaking her finger in his face, which to me is a throwback of racism. I'll explain why in a minute, because you've noticed now even the Black Lives Matter protesters do it, and they're doing it too. Black people and black cops, you know. Um, so the pendulum effect, if you'll notice, that whole right-wing party is really no longer, or the whole Tea Party thing is really no longer around. I can't remember the last time I've seen a Tea Party member on a ballot of anything, because it's far right extreme and things tend to balance out. If you look now, what you have is the far left extremists. So you have your Black Lives Matter, you have your Antifa, groups like that, burning down cities. Portland, Seattle, I'm looking at you. The mayors probably really need to do something about that, and I'll explain that in a later video. And so what you're going to have, if you'll notice right now, even some of the people that sympathize with him, who aren't quite far left but understand where they're coming from, right, are starting to get tired of it. So what do you imagine the right-wing people are thinking right now? So I'm saying you might have a resurgence of the Tea Party should Biden get elected. And with his $10 trillion economic plan, hell, I might join him. Honestly, it's ridiculous. But, so that's what you have right now is that pendulum effect. The disrespect shown to President Obama, if you look now, is also the disrespect being shown to President Trump. The same thing. Exact same thing, just in a different way. Obama, they questioned his birthright, where he was actually born. They questioned his Second Amendment stance, which honestly, he didn't hurt the Second Amendment, so that's something I was very happy about. My thing is I won't support anybody who's coming after the Second Amendment, which is why I will be voting for Trump. I will not be voting for Biden. Not with Francis O'Rourke wanting to take everybody's guns and Joe wanting to put him in charge of that. Now, if Joe came out and said, hey, we're going to look at things, blah, 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 but I don't want to touch America's guns. But they come out with such vitriol. No, we need free health care. Well, with free health care, it's going to hurt. If you're a nurse or a doctor with student loans and you institute free health care, their pay is going to go down. But see, it's far left extreme policy. Which, if you remember, years ago, we had the far right extreme policy. So that pendulum has swung to the left. And they're coming out with all these crazy ideas, China is great and China doesn't look so great to any of the rest of the world. It was the same way with Obama. Whatever he said, they were against. Whatever. And it's the same thing with Trump. When Trump came out, I might add very early and did a nice job of shutting everything down, saying, hey, no more outside travel. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Biden, like, no, it's all racist and the COVID's no threat. I do believe Nancy Pelosi was telling people to go shop in San Francisco, in the Asian districts, because that's where she gets the majority of her donations from. So, of course, she's going to be out there chucking and jiving for them. I call it pandering. Actually, I think I probably should stick with chucking and driving. And so that's what you get, no matter what Trump says, even if he's right. Like, let's pull our troops out of Afghanistan. No, we can't. We made a commitment. We got to stay there. When just a few years ago, those same people were saying we have to pull our troops out of Afghanistan. Really, really ridiculous. But what we have right now is the pendulum effect going on. Now, if that pendulum stops in the middle, we'll be lucky. We'll recover. The country will move on. If it keeps swinging, for 4 to 8 years, you're going to get far right stuff. For 48 years, you're going to get far left stuff. But eventually, something has to give, something has to break. Because right now, we're swinging. And if you'll look at the right-leaning people, they've had enough. They're arming themselves. They're ready to go. And you can bet they're going to turn out heavy in November. If you look at the far left and what they're demanding, especially the free healthcare, I don't believe healthcare should be for profit at all. But I also recognize you can't just institute it because the RNs and doctors who are making, I know RNs who make $200,000 a year, that $200,000, and most of these are the ones saying, yeah, free healthcare. I don't think you realize your salary is about to go from $200,000 to about $40,000, and you're still going to be responsible for those school loans. So, because the Democrats here wants to set up the current student loan program, they're not going to give that up. They're lying to you. So think about how far left things are when mayors can sit back and watch their city burn and watch businesses leave. Here in Seattle, they a few years ago tried to pass a tax on business, and it was actually, I think, an outrageous tax. And I'm not a millionaire or billionaire. I'm not even really a thousandaire. But even I thought it was outrageous. I was like, no, businesses aren't going to stand for this. So if you had Amazon and Boeing threatening to leave. So what did they do with their far left propaganda? They come back this year and pass an even higher tax. So what do you think companies like Amazon, Starbucks has their headquarters in Seattle. Boeing's already moved its headquarters, it's leaving. What's going to happen to your city when your major employers leave? Well, they're not paying their fair share of taxes. No, but they employ tens of thousands of people, and those people do pay their fair share of taxes. Just something to think about, the pendulum effect. Right now, even though Trump is president, you have the far left swing. When Obama was president, you had the far right swing. So just something I want you to think about, and give me your thoughts on the pendulum effect. Do you think it'll stop? Do you think there's compromise? Or have things just swung too far and too much that now that pendulum is about to come off the rail? So reply in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching the Dan Dawson Show. Hope to see you on the next episode.